Hey guys, Brett Mix, Macho Madness, here for Bracho Wrestling 101. Hit like and subscribe right now if you want old school wrestling talk, and we pump out videos daily. Just something you'd like if you want to subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Today we're moving on to the WrestleMania anthology to WrestleMania 23 from Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan. Some 80,103 fans jam-packed the stadium on Sunday night, April Fool's Day, April 1st, 2007. This was the 23rd WrestleMania, and the event went on sale November 11th, 2006. The all-time attendance record at Ford Field was hit, and it consisted of 80,103 from all 50 states, all Canadian provinces. They pumped an estimated $25 million into the local economy and made this event the highest-grossing one-day event in WWE history to this point, to the point of 2007. Grossing more than $5.38 million in ticket sales alone. Wow. Also, in association with that, WrestleMania 23 was also the highest-grossing pay-per-view in WWE history, in professional wrestling history in North America as well. It drew a 1.2 million buy rate. The event was the highest. Michael Cole and JBL did SmackDown, Taz and Joey Styles did ECW, and Jerry the King Lawler and Jim Ross did Raw. Before the pay-per-view aired, Ric Flair and Carlito defeated Gregory Helms and Chavo Guerrero. Gregory Helms and Chavo Guerrero in a tag team lumberjack match at 5:13. The event officially began after Miss Aretha Franklin. That was from WrestleMania 3. Aretha Franklin did a rendition of America the Beautiful, and that's the 20-year anniversary of when she did hers, America the Beautiful, at WrestleMania 3. That's why I did my Vince McMahon impression from WrestleMania 3. Miss Aretha Franklin! Can't do it as well. They opened the show, interestingly enough, with the Money in the Bank ladder match for the first time in its history. It's usually the second match, but it was the first match this time. This was probably my third favorite out of the three. For the first three, this one wasn't like the first two in my opinion. There was just something about it. It was spotty, of course. It had moments like King Booker getting a mini ladder and going, "Tell me I did not just see that." It had some moments like Finlay dropping Matt Hardy out of the ring, Orton giving Kennedy some shots, CM Punk flying off the ladder, Jeff Hardy flying off a ladder to the ropes. It had some good moments in it. Definitely a lot of changes in who's in offense, in control. Edge hit a vertical suplex onto the ladder onto Matt Hardy, which must have hurt. Matt landing spine first on the ladder. Mr. Kennedy then went for a moonsault on top of Matt, but he moved out of the way, so Kennedy crashed and burned into the ladder. Now we had ladders set up where both Matt and Jeff tried to climb on each side, but Finlay shoved both Hardy Boys, and they fell. Orton pushed Edge onto a ladder that was set up on the floor in the barricade. Now Jeff lands a face-first suplex to Orton, taking him out, and Jeff takes Edge to that ladder that's set up between the barricade and the ring apron. Edge is now set up there. Jeff Hardy goes on top for the top rope swanton bomb, or just a leap with a leg drop. The camera wasn't focused on Jeff when he did the move, but Jeff did the move, and sure enough, Edge got taken on with the ladder with that high-risk aerial move by Jeff Hardy to Edge. Edge was taken out. Finlay set up ladders, and he was pushing person after person. Mr. Kennedy hit with a shot. And all of a sudden, Hornswoggle came running in. Michael Cole was calling him the little bastard. JBL was sticking up for him. Kennedy elects to react in violent fashion, dropping Hornswoggle from the top of the ladder, holding him on his shoulders, doing a full front flip. Unreal. Finlay began to climb. CM Punk came back in. Punk delivered a knee. Mr. Kennedy is punched off the ladder by CM Punk, who grabs the case, or tried to grab the case, and he fiddled with it until Punk got knocked down and Mr. Kennedy took it. Mr. Kennedy has done it. He has got to the case. At 1905, Mr. Kennedy was supposed to be the next big thing with this 3-star Money in the Bank ladder match. I'm calling it 3 stars. Unfortunately, Mr. Kennedy didn't get to cash in because he was injured, and it went to Edge. And the briefcase would eventually go back to Edge. So yeah, 3-star opener. The Money in the Bank wasn't the greatest. It had its usual spots from a spot fest type of match, but no, I like the first and second one a lot more than this one, especially the first. And then I definitely would like the next year's WrestleMania 24 when I do that. That'll have a better one. 2, the Great Khali wanted to face Kane, and this one just had the big slam to the Giant. It's a 20-year anniversary of Hogan slamming Andre, so I give that a 1/4 star. It was a nice touch to WrestleMania 3, but Khali defeated Kane at 5:31. That's way too long. Up next, thankfully, we had a good technical wrestling match between MVP and the Chris Benoit, who's making his final WrestleMania appearance. In fact, Chris Benoit was just 4 months away from his double murder-suicide. MVP and him had a good series of matches, I remember, going into Backlash, and I think Judgment Day as well as WrestleMania, if that was the pay-per-view that followed Backlash. Bell rang and Benoit's U.S. title defense began. Side headlock onto MVP. I can speak. Side headlock by Benoit to MVP, and he counters a leg scissors, so these two go for chain wrestling. Shoulder blocks into hammer locks, into arm bars, into top overhead wrist locks. Go behind waist lock into a stop drop toe hold, into a front face lock. Carry rest, like I say, amateur moves. Who's doing more takeovers than the next person, and chain wrestling. That's what Benoit and MVP got done here in the first stages of the match. Following up on the story, Benoit didn't have enough arm strength to make MVP submit because MVP worked on Benoit's shoulder, his arm, the whole match. MVP goes ballin' and got another 2. MVP Irish Chris Benoit out of the corner, and MVP misses a high kick. Benoit catches MVP with Germans, looking for a turn around for the crossface, but MVP Chris Benoit got a great ovation as Benoit goes up to the top rope and lands a nice headbutt against MVP, and he got the 3 count. In the end, at 9:19, Benoit got the victory and retained the title after his headbutt. The match was great. MVP really impressed with the offense, strategy, and Benoit's headbutt actually looks dangerous for once, and we all know how dangerous it ended up being in a different way, but that match I gave 3.5 stars. I thought that was the first good match of the night, and it ended up being great. So, props for that. And that's just the 3rd match of the night. Now let's head up to the 4th match of the night between The Undertaker and Batista. This one was a banger. This one is underrated, probably one of the most underrated title matches in WrestleMania history. They put the climax in the first 1/4 of the match, so it seemed like everything else was a classic, but this is one. It's a trick that some matches do, but sometimes, hey, it turns out wonderful. And this is one of those matches. It's not a trick that they put the climax at the beginning. It's just, it was a testament to how much great this match was, and both guys didn't want any of it to lag. They wanted to tell the story, but they wanted to do it at a high action, high pace, and this one is full of action. Undertaker and Batista are just taking it to each other, and the fans are booing Batista at every chance they get because Undertaker is the more over face. And Undertaker just kept taking the punishment from Batista, who delivered a ton. And Michael Cole was annoying in this match. Oh my God! I swear to God, I've never seen someone come off the damn rope. Batista, I swear to God. Okay, Michael Cole. Chill. Take a seat. Anyway, Batista dropped shots to the Undertaker in the corner, but more right hands by the dead man that he shook off. Taker Irish whipped and ducked a choke slam attempt by Batista. The Undertaker ends up getting a choke slam out of that choke slam attempt, and Batista kicked out. Taker couldn't believe it. He signaled for a tombstone. Batista sets up Undertaker for a second Batista bomb out of desperation, but Taker hit a back body drop, scooped up Batista. Now he hit a tombstone. 15-0 Taker goes, and is a new world champion. I rated this match 4 stars and a 1/4. 4.25 stars for this classic. Next, we had a filler match, the ECW Originals, Sandman, RVD, Sabu, and Tommy Dreamer against the New Breed, Elijah Burke, Marcus Corvon, Matt Striker, and Kevin Thorne. This match didn't really check off any of the check marks that you'd expect, but it did have some fine action in between, actually, on the rewatch. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but when you're following Taker-Batista, who went balls to the wall, it's not going to look that great. So I rated it 2 stars and a quarter, which is definitely not bad for a 6-minute 25 spot, not spot fest, but 8-man schmoz. That's the word I'm looking for, schmoz. So, yeah. 6 was Lashley and Umaga for Vince and McMahon's and Donald Trump's hair. Stone Cold Steve Austin is the special guest referee. These guys went out there and actually kind of a pretty good match. Austin and the McMahon and Trump were all playing their characters to their degree. Austin got some offense in with the Rattlesnake did with the Umaga. In the end, 13-4, Lashley won the match after Donald Trump charged at Vince and clotheslined him down. Austin ducked a Samoan snake and landed the stunner. Lashley speared Umaga and got the 3 after a lot of shit that Umaga tried to do to Austin. They would shave Vince McMahon's head. Unfortunately, Umaga would pass away just a couple years later. 2 stars, 3 quarters for that match. Number 7, we had Melina defending the women's title against Ashley in a lumberjill match for the women's title. This is a dud. Completely skippable. Melina retained her title at 3:13. A complete dud. Now we got the main event, and John Cena's entrance is really cool. In the fast lane, I should say. He drives right through like a plate of glass. And they had the driving, obviously, probably pre-recorded. If not, it's still impressive. And he came out, and this theme song hit once he stepped out of the car, and then he ran down the entrance that way, and he's one-on-one with Michaels. One thing you notice real hard here is Michaels is older, not as strong, and definitely with weaker arms. Cena is a tank right next to Michaels in comparison. Nonetheless, they have a classic match. I appreciate this match and the Raw match they had around the same time. Definitely 4-star match here. And that makes me rate this WrestleMania a 7 out of 10 because it brought quality over quantity. But back to the Cena HBK match, a lot of good false finishes, a lot of good wrestling, some psychology thrown in the middle. And Cena made Shawn tap. It was like a 3-minute climax where Shawn wasn't going to tap, and Cena kept rolling into it with the STFU. And yeah, he ended up making Michaels tap at 26-20. So it's a borderline classic. I rated it 4 stars. The whole night was fun. I could have even rated it above 7 out of 10, but that seems like a fair rating for WrestleMania 23. I'm Brett Mix with Macho Madness. I'm trying to sound like him when I say that. I think I do a little bit. Macho Madness has got more to offer. Macho Madness. I'll get there somewhere. Macho Wrestling 101, Macho Madness, whatever it shows up there, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and comment in the comment section for crying out loud. I need some more comments in the comment section. That helps the algorithm, and it gets a conversation generated. I think all these WrestleMania reviews would do better with comments, so please do that for me. It would mean a lot to me, and I appreciate it a great deal. Let's make this fun, because I'm going through many more of these Manias, so let's make them fun. Thanks for watching WrestleMania 23. I'm Brett Mix, and I'm out.